Well, let's start with the Pan-Asian. Then we'll go through Delny and Preussen, the German supercruiser as well. Okay, so it starts at tier 5. Chungking, tier 5 cruiser. Entered service 1937. A light cruiser built in Britain, designed for combat operations within squadrons and for hunting down enemy destroyers. In 1948, she was transferred to the Republic of China Navy. We're gonna just put Brandenburg in the shop. Yeah, I've heard Brandenburg isn't really that good. It suffers from really poor firing angles, apparently. So, yeah, I don't see a whole lot of reason to get that, especially with the new German battle cruisers coming out. Anyway, let's go to equipment. Oh, upgradable. What's the range? 12 km. It is tier 5 to be fair. Oh, this is the gimmick. You already get the gimmick at this tier. Deep water torpedoes, 9.5 km range, 15, almost 16k torpedo, 16k damage torpedo, 61 knots and 9.5 km. Yeah, these are going to be very, very stealthy, and they can't hit DDs, but they can hit everything else. And it gets access to smoke. Very good smoke. Very good smoke. 30-second action time, 70-second dispersion time, and 100-second cooldown, and you get 3 of them. This is a really good. We can actually remove chat background because we're not going to need to tab out, so we can get rid of it, so you can see better. There's not going to be much of a need to tab out this time, so might as well remove it. Yeah, so the smoke is great. Deepwater torps hit like a truck for tier 5. You gotta remember, this is tier 5. Cruisers don't have a whole lot of health here. Like, this guy has 23k, and these torps hit for 60. Let's see how many it actually has. Chungking. Man, looking at this and the new PTS port with the improved water, things actually look so good. How many torps? Here it is. 3 torpedoes. 3 torps per side. Interesting. Almost looks like tier 5 lander. Not quite, maybe. Chunking. Name doesn't match the shape. No, it isn't very chunky, is it? What kind of armor? Oof, okay. Very, very matchable. How large is the Citadel? Standard low tier ship then. A pretty chunky Citadel. It's very far in the back though. This is very trolly, because a lot of shells will hit here. And nose-in shells have to travel a long time to reach the Citadel, so it might be somewhat trolly that it only starts here, instead of not starting here like Citadels normally do. Arethusa class. Interesting. That's the tier 5, huh? What's the caliber on the guns? 152, 7.5 second reload, HE and AP. So you're gonna have a cruiser that can smoke up an HE spam and drop deepwater torps at tier 5. Yikes. That's gonna be pretty nasty. Pretty fast as well down. At tier 5, that's not bad. 32.3 without flag. Next up, Rahmat. A Dido class light cruiser built in Great Britain, entered service 1940. A small ship armed with dual-purpose artillery designed to protect the squadron or convoy from attacks or destroyers and aircraft. Wow, then it should have really good AA if it was designed to protect the convoy against planes. Right, chat? So here you get diff charges, which you didn't have at tier 5. Now, bombs in the charge 5, number of charges 2, and 1.7. So it looks like pretty good diff charges. Torps again, 61 knots, 9.5, still hitting very hard. Maybe we can actually move chat a bit downwards. Maybe? This should be fun. Defensive AIs, pretty standard. The good smoke again. The really good smoke again. 12.5 chem range. Wow, that is really poor though. Because this is tier 6. You kind of get up tier into tier 8. And you can get to fight tier 8 on tier 8 maps. And you're stuck with 12.5 km range? Yikes. That's not gonna be fun. Remember that cruisers can't increase firing range the same way DDs can. 23.6k health. Same speed. 133. With 133, 113. What the hell? Wait, how does this work? Why is there two different types of guns in the lineup? Or is that the turret? Or is that different guns on different hulls? Very, very strange. Very strange. It looks to be a nose in. All guns can shoot, which is kind of scary. That's a lot of guns on the nose. How many torps? 3 per side still. 2 turrets in the max, so 5 turrets, yeah. These are the 100 and... Looks like 130mm guns. Wait, so it's 130mm guns and 133mm turrets. I'm not exactly sure how this works. Interesting. Torps are pretty far back. Yeah, somewhat far back, I guess. Okay, let's see what the armor looks like. There's complete paper still, absolute paper across the board. The Citadel is very far back in the ship again, but complete paper. 89mm plating. I feel like this ship is thick enough, and the 89mm plating is strong enough armor that this thing will get Citadel. I would actually, at this tier, I would prefer to have like 40mm Citadel plating or something. Or no, maybe 60mm or something. That would be best, so less chance of pinning and stuff, but I feel like this is gonna arm everything. And it's so thick that this thing will get Citadel. Very far back against, again, the Citadel, but overmatchable roof on the Citadel. Thin armor, overmatchable nose, overmatchable stern. Very much a paper ship. You don't want to be in the open in this thing. You do not want to get caught in the open in this thing. "90mm armor is too much for opens." Yeah, it's gonna arm everything. It's gonna arm everything. It's just too much armor. It sounds weird, but that's the way it works in World of Warships. You don't want too much armor. Chumphon. Chumphon? Tier 7. Entered service in 1941. A light American-built Atlanta-class cruiser designed for use in joint operations with destroyers. Compared with the initial project, she had enhanced short-range AA armament at the cost of a reduced number of main battery turrets. Interesting. "127s, standard flint guns, 6.3 second reload, 26.4k health, 12.7 range, 9.5k torps though, 16.6k damage, 59 knots, 32.5 knots. Yeah, these torps are very scary. And this gets access to smoke gen and defensive AA. No Hydra though. But it does have those nasty torpedoes. 9.5 cam range as well is quite nasty. Where are the torpedoes like? Here. 4 torps. 4 torps for 16.6k. Kind of scary. I think these torps are kind of The angles, I don't think these will launch very far forward. I think the fit, look, you see this thing is going to, if you try to turn this out, they're backwards launching torpedoes. You see this? They're clearly intended to launch this way. I don't think the forward firing angle is going to be very good, because this fence here is going to block the angle. I'm thinking this firing angle is going to be complete junk. It's the same as Flint and Atlanta? Really? How good are those? I don't remember. It's been such a long time since I actually used the torpedoes in Atlanta. It's pretty trash? Yeah, well that's what it looks like. It's going to be pretty trash. 89mm plating. Okay, thin, complete paper across the board. Turrets 32, so everything will break on the ship. Oof, that's a... Wow, look at that shape on that citadel. Whoop. Like, can I please catch some nosing citadels? I beg of you. I'm presenting the biggest target I can. It's a ramp, yep. I don't remember the Atlantis citadel looking like this. Does it look like this? Maybe it does, and I just don't remember. Let me check. Pretty sure I have it on this account. It does? What a unique citadel. Okay, hold on. Oh yeah, it does. It does. So is it just a straight up copy pasta? Is it a copy? Everything looks very identical. It's just a straight up copy pasta. It's Flint, not Atlanta. Yeah. Atlanta has the side turrets, yeah. Flint does not, so it's very much a Flint copy then. Yeah, interesting. So far the only really new looking, well we'll see. Harbin. Year of design, 1941. A small cruiser with dual-purpose artillery, the project of which was developed in the USSR at the turn of the 1930s, Mk6. The ship was primarily designed to counter enemy destroyers. Interesting. What guns do we have? 5.3 second 130mm guns. Okay. 26.5k health. A tier 8, that starts to be really goddamn squishy. That is really squishy. 26.5. Holy moly, that's squishy. With no heal either. 10 km torpedoes, dealing almost 18k a pop. 62 knot range. 13 km range. That is not fun, because at tier 8 you start running into a lot of 12 km radars. Shit, you even start running into 10 km radars, which both are not exactly fun in this thing. 33.4, it's quite fast. Defensive AA once again. Standard damage con. The smoke is still excellent. And now we have access to torpedo reload booster. One of the gimmicks of this line. So you can drop a lot of deep water torps on the target. Ideally. Ideally. What was the reload? It's 5.3. Harbin. Those turrets look somehow... It looks weird. Something about this looks odd. I'm not sure why, but something about this just looks really odd. So that's where all the Petro freeboard went. Interesting. It's pronounced as Harbin? Harbin? Whoa. So you have 6 torps per side. And torpedo reload booster. That's a lot of potential torpedoes. You can drop 12 per side. Ideally. Interesting. That's pretty weird. Two in the back, 3 in the front. 10 turrets total. Okay. that's a lot of armor. Oh my god, tell me, is this all Citadel? And it's 100 millimeters. This thing already has better armor than the Smolensk, and that's not a good thing. Holy shit. Holy shit, didn't this thing have 26.5k health? Jesus, that's a lot of Citadel. Change the hull? I wish I could. I don't think I can. I don't think I can. That's just the one it is. That's gonna catch a lot of Citadels, man. 100 across. It's 100 millimeter armored coffin in the center, just asking to be Citadel. Like even look at even angling away, how much Citadelable area. Jesus. I feel like this thing is gonna get smashed so hard if it gets spotted. Good lord. It's got so much to shoot as well. The free XP ship? Yeah, let's hope there's not too many in the line. Sejong. Year of design, 1944. A variant of the light cruiser project developed in the United States during World War II, armed with 127mm dual-purpose guns of a new generation. Okay. So these are all just copy-pastas from USA or Britain. 127 still. 5.3 second reload. Really fast turret traverse. Still less than 30k health. Jesus. 12 km torpedoes that hit for 18k and do 67 knots. These torps are getting real scary. These are getting real scary because these are deep waters as well. You're not going to see them unless you like hydro is must have. The J is pronounced as a Y. Sejong? Sejong? I have no idea how to pronounce that. 13 Tier 9 cruiser with 13.3 km range. Holy shit. That is... Jesus. Hello? Are these ships just DDs with Citadels? That's kind of what it feels like. 33 knots. 9% fire chance, 21mm armor pen. Yeah, that's not a whole lot of pen either. Good fire starting chance though. I guess you don't want to build you can't even build IFHG, you don't want to, you just want to burn things. The deep waters. Defensive, torpedo reload, standard heal, and the smoke. Holy shit, those are some boxy looking turrets. And I think you can't use the front turret too close either, it's gonna be blocked. Shit, you might even be blocked on the second turret if you're too close. Interesting. Whoa, that's a lot of torpedoes. 8 torpedoes per side, 12 km, 18k pop deep water torps, and torpedo reload booster. Jesus. This is literally a torpedo ship. Are you kidding me? You drop 8, you drop 8, you pop reload booster, you drop another 8, you drop another 8. Jesus. 32 deep water torpedoes that do 18k pop on the way towards the enemy. That sounds all sorts of filthy. You know, the thing is that these things are such sailing citadels. Mr. One Penguin, thank you for the 6 months. These angles look better as well, yeah. But I'm thinking that, considering how many potatoes give broadside to use torpedoes, in these things, these literal coffins, the sailing citadels, so many people are going to suicide just to use these torpedoes. Like, they're going to throw away... The win rate on the ship is going to be like 20%. So 6 turrets on both, 6 turrets total. 12 guns. Interesting. Oh. Whoa, 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 whoa. This Austin-esque armor gives it so much utility. Because now you can rush nose in like this. Or not nose in, you don't want to go perfectly nose in, you want to go like this and bait shots here. And then you will auto bounce. And you got hard hitting nasty torpedoes to YOLO with. Better armor than so. Don't you start, man. I'm 32 here. So this is of course dangerous because this is if you hit the nose. If you hit the nose, it's basically gonna smash through guaranteed. But if you can bait the shot, that's pretty damn nice. Deck armor is 16, or matchable of course. Interesting. If you get broadside in this thing though, you just evaporate. That's basically it. If you get broadside in this thing, you just evaporate. You have no health pool and the citadel is huge. If you go too well nose in, you get smashed as well. I think this is going to be one of those ships that, in the hands of a good player, you might cause all sorts of havoc. But even then, I feel the range is very limiting. The range is so limiting. Like, what the hell do you do against something like a Petro in this thing? I'm not really sure. One volley could dev strike you with a Petro against this thing. So, interesting. You 100% need range mod? That's what I'm thinking as well. The range just sounds so anemic. So much armament crammed onto these small ships. Like, holy shit. It's literally bristling with armament. Interesting. So now we have a drum roll. I bet Petro would overpen Citadel. No, Petro has... Doesn't Petro have the improved fuse timer as well? Yeah, Petro has improved fuse timer, so no. Petro is like the best. It's the best. It has short fuse for... No one knows how it works, but it has short fuse. Anyway, Jinan. Well, how... There was some way to pronounce this. Was it like a... Jinan? Jinan? I can't remember. Year of design, 1944. A variant of the light cruiser developed in the United States at the end of World War II, CL-154, with reinforced torpedo armament. Wait, reinforced? Compared to Sejong? .8 reload. Okay, that's starting to be a lot of Dakka. 30.7k health, so absolutely no health whatsoever still. 13.5 km range torpedoes, 18k damage, well 17.9, and 69 knots. Jesus. These are starting to get real scary. 13.5. Okay, the range is still dreadful. 35 knots of speed though, base. That's nice. That's nice. 9% fire chance. Yeah, they ain't. Whoa, the depth charges are kind of absurd. Bombs in a charge, 12. This thing drops 1 billion bombs. Jesus. Interesting. Interesting. You're gonna have so much fun pressing G with this thing. Oh my god, you're gonna have the best time of your life pressing G. The spreadsheets will write tales of your bravery when you play this thing. Same torpedo reload, standard heal. Interesting. So is this just an Austin? It's just straight up. The turrets look... The hull is the same. The turrets are the same. This is just straight up an Austin. Holy shit though. 10 torps per side. with torpedo reload booster. So you drop 20 torps, and then you reload booster and you drop another 20 torps. Jesus. That is all sorts of filthy. That's a lot of torpedoes. Are you kidding me? Holy shit. That's a lot of torpedoes. And 13.5 km range on them as well. And these ships are very, very stealthy. So you try to push into this thing and you literally have the kind of wall of torpedoes you could only have nightmares of coming your way. And it's going to be such a spaced out set as well. You got to understand, you drop 10 torps. You turn your ship, you drop another 10 torps. You pop reload booster, you drop another 10 torps. You turn the other way, you drop another 10 torps. Anyone trying to push in, they got like torps, 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 torps. It's going to be an absolute shit show pushing into that. Torps party. So I assume the armor is going to be... Yeah, it's literally the same armor. Identical armor. So they both have Austin hull. Interesting. Man, this is going to be... Wargaming really hates the idea of pushing. I love that they introduced these brawling German cruisers, or battle cruisers, sorry. Like, push in, hey, go brawl, yeah. I'll give you 76k health and no torpedo belt, and then we're gonna add submarines and deep water torpedo Pan-Asian cruisers. Like, I'm sorry, what? Wait, what was the last part? Pushing into this is gonna suck. Because it's 35 knots as well, so it's very fast. So closing the distance is gonna be difficult. So it's just gonna keep kiting and dropping torps. Interesting. I mean, this is the kind of ship that you would easily put the 15% torpedo damage perk on. I could easily see myself speccing the perk on this thing. Get yourself some juicy 20k torpedoes, 20k plus torps. I mean, you gotta remember, cruisers actually have options for building for torps. You got the 5% torpedo speed, which is probably, considering you have 69 knot torps, this is worth it. The faster reload might also be good on it, and of course the damage. Like, you can go full torpedo build on cruisers. So that might absolutely be an option. They don't get speed. That's, wait, you get speed as a 2-pointer here, and the flooding, but no damage. Yeah, that's gonna be nasty. That's gonna be nasty, nasty, nasty. Okay, what else do we have? A Dalian. Year of design 1952. A variant of a small cruiser project developed in the USSR with dual-purpose artillery Mk6. She had reinforced anti-aircraft and anti-submarine armament. Interesting. How does it differ from that guy? Oh, it gets hydro. This is the premium, huh? 4.5 second reload. 27. Standard torps. It's not deep water torps. Standard torps. 60 knots. 13.5 km range. 33.4. So you get standard torps, 10 km range. Oh, why? What is that? Okay, chat. I don't know if you can see. Chat is kind of in a way, but bombs in a charge. 18. Bombs in a charge, 18. What? Wait, like, something like Atlanta has bombs in a charge, 8. What? Hello? That's a lot of depth charges. Jesus, that is a lot. That is a lot of depth charges. Holy shit. Heal, 5 km hydro, the standard smoke. Interesting. Wait, what is this hull? This is like the tier 8. This is not the Austin hull. This is like the tier 8 hull. With different turrets. It's the Harbin, but with... Isn't it different turrets? Yeah, it's different. Is it? I think it's different turrets, yeah. Looks like the tier 8 hull with Soviet turrets? Interesting. Yep. These turrets look so small on the hull, but chat, look at the amount of sick AA. Holy, are you seeing these quads? Are you seeing the sheer amount of quad AA? Dude, there's quad AA everywhere. Wonder if this thing is actually gonna have usable AA. It would fit the theme of create a problem, sell the solution. Those are just 25. You gotta remember, Wargaming pulls the damage value out of their ass. Like Wargaming, what you see on the ship does in no way equal the damage output. You gotta remember that, chat. You gotta remember, like, there's no consistency here, okay? Like, chat, you gotta remember that Montana that has 20x1, that's 20 millimeters, and then another 20x2, so what, 60 20 millimeters, and another 80 40 millimeter Bofors has a continuous damage of 390, 533, 184. A continuous average is 462. And then something like a Holland with 6x1. So instead of the 80 40 millimeter Bofors, this thing has 6 40 millimeter Bofors, and this thing has like 347. Like, the values make no sense. The values make absolutely no sense. What you see on a ship, the armament does in no way mean what the AA values are. It's something Wargaming just pulls out of their ass. It's just something they pull out of their ass. And how does this thing have 6 flak? 6 flak with these guns, and then Montana that has like 10 times more guns somehow has only 8 flak. With much shittier accuracy as well. Yeah. There's no consistency there. So do not for a second think that what you see on a ship means what the values are. That's something Wargaming just pulls them. That's something Wargaming just pulls out of nowhere. Okay, so then we want to check out USSR Delny. Year of design in 1952. Thank you, Lime Color, for the 26 and Sir Mavani for the 5. Year of design 1952. A project of a Tashkent class destroyer leader that was improved, taking experience gained in warfare into account. She differs from a prototype in the composition of her torpedo armament and more advanced artillery systems, which are post-war design. So, Cold War. 10 km torps. Khaba is so jealous. 11.5 base. 43.5. It looks pretty. This makes everyone jealous then. Whoa! Yeah, this totally looks like a World War II ship, by the way. Holy shit. Yeah, this totally looks like a World War II ship, by the way. Are you kidding me? Central torps, that's good, of course. Oh, the AA looks interesting. There's the diff charge launchers, I think. Or is it just here they drop them? Wow. Jesus, this thing though. Are you kidding me? How is this a World War II ship? So this is the Khaba replacement, right? The Delny. This is the one that's going to replace the Khabarovsk. I've actually been interested in what the armor is on this thing, because Khaba's gimmick was having the 50mm plating. Okay, so it gets the 50mm plating, a large chunk of it. 90 in here, vulnerable superstructure, but it gets the big chunky plating. And this wing is going to be much more agile than the Khaba and has 10 km torps as well. Interesting. How do you see this? I don't see it on PTS. I am the hacker man. I am the hacker man. Interesting. No Citadel, of course, because it is a destroyer. Dude, I can't get over the looks of this ship. I mean, art department, once again, like, you can literally see inside. You can see the details that they added. But yeah, this thing, this thing looks so, like, you sail this next to a Fletcher, and it's like, what the hell is that UFO? What kind of extraterrestrial is sailing past my Fletcher? E.T. go home. And then, of course, we have Talia Palacios. Thank you, my dude. Lähti mulle messuja muistut. Okei, no mä heitän ne kohta. Year of design, 1945. Thank you, Talia Palacios. A variant of the H-class battleship project, her primary armament comprised 8 457mm guns housed in 4 turret mounts. I wish it was 450, because that would make a lot more sense, because the Germans didn't go for 457s, but whatever. This should be standard. 24-second reload, though. That is so good. You slot reload mod on that? Jesus. Like, this is gonna be Kurfürst Hall, except much faster reloading guns, overmatch, and improved firing angles. Wargaming already confirmed that the back turrets and the front turrets are gonna have improved firing angles because the turrets are narrower and the guns are not as spaced out, so you get better firing angles. In particular, when kiting away, you can maintain auto bounce angle and still use your front guns, something the old Kurfürst couldn't. If you wanted to use your front guns, you have to give enough broadside to get penned, but this thing can maintain auto bounce angles. So I don't see how this thing doesn't look like a straight up big upgrade to the current Kurfürst.